By writing that ebook, I had created new value, yes? It was a 70-page report that was sitting on my computer, and I had that value, and so it was new value that I created. Now, if it had sat on my computer, would I be making any money? I had created more value, but I wouldn't be making more money, yes? Because I needed to leverage the internet. I need to leverage a website, technology, the sales, advertising, affiliates. I leverage ClickBank. I leverage autoresponder system, etc., to reach more, and emails, to reach more people to deliver that value. Does that make sense? Everything we're going to be teaching you, these 14 speed cash strategies, how to become a millionaire, all of these strategies basically involve creating new value and reaching more people. Do you know how many ways there are to create new value and reach more people? How many ways are there? There are millions of ways of creating new value and reaching more people. There are at least thousands of ways of making money on the internet. There's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of target markets to go after. Practically every search on the internet, every keyword typed into Google is a market, a niche market to dominate and exploit. The opportunities are so vast, I can't even get my head around it. But I want you to start thinking with a mindset and an awareness that is so much larger and higher than anything you've ever thought before, and it starts with you thinking about how can you create more value and how can you reach more people to deliver that value. How can you help more people? Write it down. How can I help more people? How can I deliver more value to more people? That is the link between every presentation during this event. How can you solve problems? How can you deliver more value? We'll share with you how to do it. You need to understand that it's not about, there's people out there with money and let's try and take some money from them. That's not how it works. Wealth creation does not work like that. It has never worked like that, except if you're a bank robber, I guess. But apart from that, that's going to be my next seminar. How to rob a bank in 7 days. Yes. 14 speed cash strategies. So, okay, there's one more thing I want to share with you before I talk about the seminar. We can kick things off. I want to talk about what I call the peer group solution. The peer groups, I'll write a book about it someday. And it's kind of my millionaire secret number 7. And it's something that I've done, that I decided to do 5.5 years ago, that's made a huge difference in my life. And it's part of understanding what makes us tick as human beings. You see, as human beings, when we are born, because of the size of our heads, we are born actually many years almost prematurely. And we can't defend ourselves, we can't feed ourselves and all those things. We depend on the love of the people around us to survive. And if they don't love us, then we die. Does that make sense? So subconsciously, and when I'm saying subconsciously, I'm talking at the deepest part of our psyches. I'm talking at a level where we can't even consciously tap into it, but that's how it works. Subconsciously, we still go through life having to have people around us like us and love us. Like us, love us, same kind of thing, let's say. Or accept us at the very least. Because subconsciously, we think, if the people around us don't accept us, like us, or love us, what happens? We die. Okay. Now again, this is subconscious. This is not something that we wake up every day thinking about consciously. Oh, you know, I'm going to survive by having people around me like me. But what does it mean? It means that right now, if at the end of 3 days you go back home and you've learned 14 amazing strategies for making millions of dollars, millions of pounds on the internet, but you go home and the people around you say, you know, what are you going to do? What are you doing with this internet marketing stuff? You know that stuff doesn't work. Or you started and you start making 2, 3, 4, 5 times more money, but they're still making that amount of money. How did you think people around you will feel when you're making 5 times more than they are? The people, your friends around you, how do you think they're going to feel? They're going to feel resentful, they're going to feel bad, they're going to feel like, well, who are you to, show me up, to make me feel bad about my situation. Now, in a sense, I was lucky because when I went broke and I was living in a squat, the reason why I was living in a squat, and I don't know if this is some kind of like Greek pride kind of bullshit, but I didn't want people, I had some friends in London, but after staying with them a few nights and all this, I couldn't bring myself to keep asking for help. So I completely cut, and I didn't want to tell my family of what had happened. They'd send me to university for crying out loud, and I was living in a squat. So I cut myself off family, of friends, and to be honest, I never really reconnected with those people. So I was completely isolated, and all I had to drive me was my burning ambition to make it with internet marketing, to make more money. The point I'm making about this is this. You've got to be very careful of the people that you surround yourself with. Does that make sense? Because their mindset will determine your mindset. The 5 people you spend the most time with, if you average out their income, that's pretty much your income, give or take 20%. I'm extremely careful, and I've always been very extremely careful the last few years of who I surround